I'm a huge fan of personalization, as many marketers are, but sometimes content that is accurate and data-driven doesn't always have the emotional impact that carefully crafted language written by humans can include. But what if there was a generative AI tool that could do both, capture the emotion and engagement while also being tailored to the individual? Welcome to One Amazing Thing About Persado. Today we're talking with Lisa Spira, Vice President, Content Intelligence at Persado, and she's going to be sharing one amazing thing about their motivation AI with us today. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing this in action here. Before we do that, though, why don't you give a little background on yourself and your role at Persado?
Sure. So my background is as a linguist, and I've been working in marketing technology and language for my entire career. And I'm currently the Vice President of Content Intelligence at Persado. And your first question might be, what is content intelligence?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's really the home of Persado's language expertise. My team is made up of linguists, marketers, writers with a lot of different backgrounds who are there to make sure that content works on your behalf. We have to balance that the content is in your brand voice and is going to work for your audience, make them take that action that you're looking for, that it's relevant, that it's compliant. And so I've been leading a team that has been working in this space for a long time. I joined the company more than 5 years ago. And at the time, this was really a machine learning product. But we quickly got into generative AI. I started working on fine-tuning models back at the end of 2020. And so we've been able to combine generative AI with our original machine learning expertise to create this language that really works for you, whatever your brand is. And one of the things that we've really learned over the years is that emotion is really what resonates and drives impact. And so we always look to create emotional content.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. So you were definitely ahead of the Gen AI curve there of, late 2022 or whatever. So definitely that's great. So yeah, let's before we take a look here, why don't you start by why did you choose this feature of the product to showcase today? And, tell us a little about, who's the audience and why is this important to them?
I'm going to demonstrate just generating content in our Motivation AI platform because I like the creativity of the creation of content. And I think that Persado's platform differentiates in that regard because while these days anyone is creating content all the time with a prompt to ChatGPT or many, many other large language models, ours has some unique indicators that I want to show you. One is a performance score that predicts how likely content is to perform in market, if it's better to be than, or how much better it will be than other potential options for content that you might have. And that score is based on our more than 10 years of testing and learning in market with brands across many different industries and seeing what really works for consumers to take that action, whether it's an open or a click or a conversion. And then we also have this brand alignment score that I want to show you because that's the other thing. We're always trying to balance content that performs, but content that sounds like you and is unique to your brand voice. And so we score that as well. And so the audience for this is going to be enterprise marketers across a number of different industries. We work a lot with retail and with financial services, but also with travel, with telco. A lot of different folks use our platform, and it's really a tool for enterprise marketers. It integrates well with your MarTech stack, and it's going to drive a lot of performance for you.
Great, great. Well, yeah, I'm excited to take a look here. Why don't you share your screen and let's see it in action.
So I am going to start with just a really simple demo for you. I'm going to start with, let's do a subject line. That's just one line of copy, but really impactful. And what we like to do often, we have two options. You can start with existing copy or you can just generate from your ideas. I'm going to start with some existing copy because that's a nice way to measure what the platform is going to be able to do against copy that you might have tried last year, or I don't know, something that somebody else thought might be great. So I'm going to paste in this subject line. We're doing retail because I think that's fun. Bring on the best sellers. You can definitely imagine that someone would have written this and now they want to find other great ways to convey this concept in an email subject line. I have a lot of different options here to customize it, which we can come back to. For now, I want copy for bring on the best sellers. And so I'm going to hit generate, and we're going to see what we get. Now, this is a sort of test account here, so it's not set for a particular brand, but I've set it to be probably pretty good for, you can imagine a retailer that's probably maybe selling clothes or something. So here's my original subject line, bring on the best sellers. It's tagged with the emotion of fascination, and it has some other tags down here, popularity, superlative language. And at Persado, we really love to measure trends and get insights, and that's why we have all these tags. So you can see it's not predicted to perform that great. It's only going to do better than maybe 25% of messages like it. But it's got pretty good brand alignment for sort of just a retail brand that we've set up here in the back end. So what did I get is the question. So I got, we're obsessed with these bestsellers. You deserve these bestsellers. You're about to love these bestsellers. You'll love these bestsellers, and we're bringing you bestsellers. So these feel a little bit repetitive to me with the word bestsellers, but I also got a lot of different emotions here. You deserve, we would say this is gratitude. It's maybe not your typical way of understanding gratitude, but feeling like you deserve is sort of like thanks for you. It's got a high performance prediction score. It's got high brand alignment, that speaking this way is really going to align with this brand. I've got some excitement values with love in them, and then we're bringing you bestsellers. And so, and all of these are predicted to perform pretty high and be pretty emotional, but maybe I want to do a little bit more with this. So maybe I want to set a target segment. Like, actually, I'm going to send this to Gen Z. So I want it to probably sound a little bit younger. I was really thinking that it would be cool if it used the word iconic all the time in every one of these outputs. And I want to give it some other context. I want it to know that my campaign is for fall. So I can make any sort of tweaks that I want on the side over there. And then I hit generate again. You can see I'm getting some suggestions here. I also, on the side, I have a way to peek at how my style guidelines have been set up over here for my fashion brand. And we can, of course, go back in and change some of this stuff. And there are other features of this product that allow you to do that. But so here's my subject line. Again, same thing, my original, but now it really loves gratitude for me. I have you deserve again, but now I have you deserve iconic bestsellers because I wanted the word iconic in there. And this one, which I love, feels really Gen Z, fall called, it wants these iconic picks. Right. So now I've got a bit more variety and a bit more tone here to try to speak to a specific audience. Again, high performance score, maybe a little bit lower brand alignment. Maybe this fashion brand doesn't speak to Gen Z all that often. This one, you'll love these iconic picks. We've got an emoji in here because I've said that this brand allows them. It's pretty on brand. Maybe it's not predicted to perform quite as well. And you've got an iconic fall lineup here. Oh, and this one, we're curating the iconic best for fall. So you can see we've got these different tags telling us about them, and we're able to generate a whole lot of great content for this brand.
Yeah. That's great. And I think, to the point of what I mentioned at the top of the show, it's not just enough to have it be accurate or personalized, but also, it's got to be on brand, and it's got to have that emotional connection. So that's interesting that not only are you able to see, prediction, but also you could key off of, just looking at popularity or fascination.
Yeah, if I know that excitement works well for my brand, then I might want you love these iconic picks because I want excitement to be there. I think that's going to work really well for me. And that's just another indicator, even though maybe this one, which is tagged to curiosity, has a higher performance prediction score. At Persado, we have a lot of dashboards to look at the different tags. And so as a marketer, I have a lot of indicators here to choose. And I might be like, well, it's a little bit lower overall, but I know I want excitement. And that can help me choose too.
Yeah, yeah, love it. Well, I know we only had time to look at one feature today, but for those interested and wanting to look a little bit more, what would you recommend that they ask about in addition to this?
I would say I demoed with retail because I really love the retail content and how creative it can be. But we also have a lot of financial services customers, and I would tell you to also ask us about compliance because with financial services customers, we also have more indicators here to help you make sure that your content is compliant with all of the consumer facing regulations for regulated industries. And that's another really nice feature that sets Persado apart.
Yeah, love it. Well, again, I'd like to thank Lisa Spira, Vice President of Content Intelligence at Persado, for joining the show. You can learn more about Lisa and Persado by following the links in the show notes.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining.